I got my shake and go wig on. That means I got something to say. I got something to say today. Welcome to the Page, your pro podcast with your host, Kimmy Lane. What up? How y'all doing? Hope you're having a great new year. Hope everything's been good. Hope you're making money. Hope everyone's like hydrated and the fucking seasonal depression's not beating their ass and da-da-da-da-da. Hope y'all doing good. Period. I missed y'all. So what's up? I have been battling the seasonal depression, but honestly, the club has not seen me. Like, I've been missing, bitch. Like, where is she? Like, I've not been to the club in months. I'm not even gonna say how long, but it's been a long ass time. So if y'all like what episodes, if you're on my YouTube, shameless link over here, you're like, where the fuck are the episodes? You're like, girl, I just have not been to the club because I'm just like, it's cold. What the hell? But the winter on the East Coast is not that bad compared to the winter, how it's slow everywhere else. I feel like the winter on the East Coast, if anything, it gets busier, especially like right before the holidays. Like I said in the episode before, it gets busy. But girl, I've just been in the house. It's time to pop out. It's a new year, you know? I'm in the house like, damn, like, I sort of got that itch. Like, you never really retire. Like, I know, like, they say there's, like, super retirement. You never really retire for real. Like, I never threw away the boots. I never threw away the outfits. Like, I still had everything. I was like, girl, I'm just taking a break. But, on that note, I need to find a different club because I have been at my home club for a long ass time. I've been there for, like, 3 years now. I just feel like I've exhausted all the customers in there. It's sort of like a hometowny, corny, like dive bar ass club, but it works for me. I like dive bar clubs. I work at like the big clubs in New York, and I hate them so bad. Like, why do I need to pay the VIP host $1,000 a night for him to be at least nice to me, at least crack a smile to me? That's neither here or there. Dancing in New York is like a whole different, like, I don't even like talking about it. It's so fucking fried. It's so fried here, y'all. Like, literally dance in any other state, I do not care. Dancing in New York is so fried. I keep like saying that, but it's so fried, it needs a whole separate episode, like a whole part 1, part 2 episode. Like, I have stories on stories on stories on stories. Like, it's really fucking fried. It's time for a new club. I have not really travel danced for real in a long time. So this is gonna be the guide on how to travel dance. I'm gonna be telling y'all stories at the end about all the fry times I've travel danced. Step 1 on how to travel dance, and I advise you to do the same literally right now. Stop what you're doing. Go download Dancer's Resource right now on your phone if you don't already have it. You download Dancer's Resource, and then you download Reddit. I know it's very 4chan boyish, but hear me out. Download Reddit. Go on, you might have to make a Reddit account, whatever. Go on r/stripper on Reddit. And you're going to go on Dancer's Resource too. You're going to see if your state's on there, and then go through all of the clubs and see what's popping. Now, there was once upon a time where Dancer's Resource and also Dancer's Locker Room, RIP, our queen, was lit and popping. And it still is lit and popping. Dancer's Locker Room doesn't even exist anymore. But Dancer's Resource is still a thing. But those reviews, at least for my states, is low-key old. They're like 2 or 3 years old. Like, they're not really that updated. So you can only use it so much as a resource, but I'm telling you, it does so much for you, bro. It does so much. So go on there, see what your state's talking about, look at the old reviews, see what's popping, see what they're talking about. They talking about if the club is shitty, if the club is like, how the auditions go, if the club is black girl friendly. For me, that's the main thing I'm looking for. Is the club black girl friendly, yes or no? It's a yes or no. It's not they have one black girl, they have one token. It's a yes or no. Okay, I don't know why you're trying to be acting like these clubs is not racist as fuck. This is like one of the few jobs where they can really look at you and tell you no for a job based on how you look. So I'm telling you, when black dancers tell you this, you need to listen. Okay? Some of these clubs is racist, but you just gotta, find your way and see what you like. Work at an urban club, be the token at a gentleman's club. I don't know. But like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, sometimes you just gotta be the token in the club. And yeah, you gotta figure out what type of club it is. So So like, you already know if you're a new dancer, it's gonna be an urban club or a gentleman's club. The urban club is just a black club. We shaking ass. Gentleman's club is like a white club or like a mixed club, cabaret club. It'd be everybody, and it's mostly VIP rooms or it's mostly based on the stage. That's the main difference. Is are you shaking ass the whole time? Yes or no? That's the main difference. Okay, so we gotta figure out type of club it is. You're gonna find a club you like before you even do anything. Before you even do anything. Do you like the reviews? They say the club is cool, cool. You're gonna go and see how far that club is from your house, from wherever you're traveling from. Before you even get excited, and then you check, and then the club is fucking like I be checking clubs in New York. I'd be like, oh, this club look cool, and it be in like I'm in Brooklyn. That shit is deep, like upstate, like upstate. See how far it is. Okay. Whatever club is sort of close to you, or you can travel to, or you can figure out your hotel arrangements, whatever. Like you feel like you can travel there and it won't be too crazy. Okay. You gonna go to their Instagram now and see what's popping on the Instagram. What is the club looking like? What is it? What's the tea? Like, what type of girls they got there? What the girls look like? Is the club engaged on their Instagram? Like, what's tea? You're going to figure out either through Dancer's Resource or by calling the club. The old-fashioned way. Just sometimes you just got to call the fucking club. I can't stand. I love y'all so bad. It's not even y'all. It's the people from my fucking YouTube. I love y'all so bad. But when y'all ask me, oh, what club should I work at in my state? Girl, have I been to every motherfucking club in every single state in the universe? Okay, how the fuck would I know? You need to call the club. You live in Iowa. How the fuck am I supposed to know? Like, what the fuck? I hate when people, I be looking at the message like, I don't, like, go on Dancer's Resource. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't live there. I can't tell you what the fuck. Like, and even if I did live there, I'm not you. I can't, like, you could be comfortable there and I'm not comfortable there. Like, I'm not, what the hell? Like, stop asking me that. Like, you just gotta call the club and figure out what it is, you know? Call the club, figure out when the auditions are. You're either going to go to your audition, or you're either going to audition and they call you back, or the audition is those type of clubs where you can just work the same day, or you can just show up and work. This is very important. You cannot go to you cannot be traveling and it's the type of club that calls you back like a week later because then you booked your hotel, whatever, and you're there for a fucking week and you're not even making any money. Like that cannot be the case. You need to figure out what it is before you go over there, and you need to have a backup plan of other clubs to go to in the area in case they on bullshit. Because sometimes they on bullshit, like I said. Sometimes they're a little racist, or sometimes you're a little too big for the club, etc., etc. And then they be like, yeah, we hiring. And you pull up there and they're not hiring. So now, when you call the club, sometimes it really depends. If it's a club that is truly like travel friendly and Dancer's Resource to tell you that, you can tell them you're traveling and then send a picture of yourself through their Instagram or try to call them and see. But honestly, I feel like I just tell them that I just moved to the area, if anything. Especially if it's somewhere like sort of close to my house, and then I'll tell them like once I get hired, like a little on later, like, oh, I moved back to wherever, but I still work here. Oops. Like, you just gotta see. But if it's like Miami, Atlanta, like places like that, you can sort of just be like, oh, like I'm travel dancing. But honestly, if you're trying to really lock it in, I would just be like, I moved here and don't tell nobody. Okay? Period. And when you get your hotel for wherever you going, do not go book the Ritz-Carlton fucking Plaza Supreme motherfucking Zach and Cody. Like, book a regular, it don't gotta be a motel. But, you know, it can be something cute. It can be a Marriott. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta don't spend all this money on a hotel. Now, Airbnb versus hotel, I feel like if I'm by myself, a whole ass Airbnb by myself is gonna freak me the fuck out. So I feel like a hotel, but make sure that you have put a chair in front of the door or something. Do not tell no fucking body, okay, that you are traveling for no type of dancer, sex worker, nothing. Okay? dancer, SW, anything in that fucking hotel before these people call the cops on you. And I know you seasoned girls that see that hotel lobby. And I know you want to go fish in that lobby in between the auditions. Do not relax, mamas. Go somewhere else and do that. Don't, okay? You're doing too much. Bitch, trying to do a 2-in-1. Like, relax. Like, not too much. I'm not gonna say too much on that. I'm gonna let this get a little seasoned before we get into the real TFO shit. But also, side note, I be talking about, okay, someone was like, I was arguing with somebody on Dancer's Resource at my grown age, I know, but she said some dumbass, crazy, like, anti-SW shit. And I was like, you a dancer. Like, how the fuck? And she was like, oh, you have a whole podcast dedicated to hoes. Mind you, we're arguing on Dancer's Resource. On Dancer's Resource. We all are dancers. We work at the same, like, club, a different branch of the club. So I'm looking like, how you talking about, I got a podcast about hoes, but we both hoes? Like, what? I was like, and this is exactly why I know I'm talking about dancer shit a lot, but this is an umbrella term. I'm using 304 because I hate when y'all hoes be going in the locker room and talking shit. Oh, she's on Pornhub, or she does this, or she did it. Bitch, shut up. Bitch, we all in our bikinis selling ass. Or the fantasy of ass, okay? So I don't want to hear none of that. That's why I'm like, I don't even give a fuck. I'm naming it a 304. That's why it has a little asterisk. Because we're all doing whole shit. City girl shit, stripper shit, cam girl shit, fucking escort shit, all that. So I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear any anti-nothing on this shit, okay? Because at the end of the day, when they try to, like, have laws to stop SW workers, it's for all of us. They're not like, oh, the strippers are okay. No, nigga, it's for everybody. So keep it cute. Mwah. Anyway. And then make sure wherever you go is not 10 million miles away from your house. Because if anything happens, if you have a slow night the whole time, or for some reason you don't find any club and you out there, you've lost all your bread. So make sure when you go on these travel, dance or whatever, that you have money to get the fuck back home. Like, how the fuck you left the state? It's just like my dancer travel trips are just like Miami trips with friends. It's always that one bitch that has no money and she's trying to figure out how the fuck to get back home on $100 and still have time to jet ski and go to the club and drink, etc., etc. Do not be that bitch. Make sure before you do anything, you have money for 3 nights of house fee. You have money for outfits, like 2 extra outfits, just in case. You have money for toiletries. You have money for food. You have money for an extra night in the hotel, just in case. And you have money to get back. Do not be fucking around with bread that you do not have trying to travel dance, okay? Stay in your home state for all that. And make sure you have money to get there and get back, regardless if you go to the club or not. Okay? Like, do not be stuck in Miami because you wanted to fuck around and find out. Those are all the tips I can think of right now. And mind you, that's for seasoned dancers, okay? If you are not a seasoned dancer, do not be going up and travel dancing. Stay in your home motherfucking state for a second, figure it out, and then you do that, okay? Okay, so I'm going to be travel dancing very, 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 very soon. Now, technically, I was already travel dancing because my home club is, like, in the Philly area. But it's like the time it takes to get there, it's also the same time it takes me to get to my club that's in New York City, and I live in New York City. It somehow takes me on the train the same time to go to fucking Philadelphia. Then it takes for me to loop around and get to my club in the fucking same city. I don't know how, but whatever. Like, every time I go there, they're like, why do you come all the way over here? I'm like, bro, it's easier for me to literally come here. It's 2 trains. Like, it's not that deep. I can't really tell y'all where I'm about to go travel dance for safety reasons, because I live in the East Coast and all these fucking states are all right next to each other, and girl, I do not need a stalker. But I can tell y'all about my past travel dances because I don't dance at those clubs anymore. So, here we go. The first time I travel danced technically was when I moved back to Atlanta. And that shit was a culture shock because East Coast clubs and Atlanta clubs is two different things. Atlanta clubs is state. Remember how I was talking about urban clubs earlier? Atlanta club is straight urban clubs. It is straight shaking ass BBLs, the BBL bandits. Not even BBL bandits, like homegrown bandits. Like, bitch, like, that shit was crazy to me. I was like, but you know what? You do have to work a lot harder, but I feel like the men are not as aggy. Like, they sort of know what the fuck the program is in the South as far as the strip clubs. In the East Coast, these niggas is fucking dumb as hell. I don't know what the fuck. Like, they actually, like, something wrong. I don't know. But they be acting dumb. In Atlanta, in the South, they know what the club is. They still might be aggy, but getting them to pay is not an issue. So I was like, damn, it's a culture shock. But then when I moved back, I was like, like I said, the clubs in New York was not hidden. I did not like it. The bitches be like, a customer walk in and be 20 bitches at the door, at the gate. The second these niggas get to the club, what the fuck? To try to get in their section. I can't. That shit is giving roach activity. The whole thing gave roaching. So I just go around. And me and my friend tried to go like hella deep. It was like damn near. Damn, what state is next to New York? Bitch, it was damn near like Boston. Like, it was so fucking deep. But we went and we tried to go as deep as possible away from New York to see how it is away from the sections and the bullshit. And we go all the way to this club just for it to be a bartender ass club. We was like, what the fuck? Bitches is fighting in the club. And there was a lot of money being thrown, yes, but it was just so, it was given like, literally at this club, a customer had $100. He wanted to change into ones, but he originally was throwing money at the bartender, right? So he was like, can you change this into ones? I'm about to throw it at her, me, right? This bitch, she gonna change, can you believe? She gonna change the ones and then start throwing it at herself. I was like, so if I jump across this bar, now what? So if I jump across this bar, I'm gonna be the bad guy? Like, that shit was just, I cannot stand that bartender shit. So I was trying to get away from New York as much as possible. But there was a time where when I was in Philly, when I was living in Philly, I really didn't fuck with the Philly clubs. I was like, it's just too slow for me because I haven't gotten used to gentlemen's clubs yet. My clubs in New York are like cabaret clubs. It's like everybody, but it give like gentlemen's club vibe, but the pace of an urban club. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't with the talking and the sitting down with customers. I didn't want to do that shit. So I'm like, okay, while I live in Philly, before I find a club here, I'm going to still dance at my club that I dance in New York. So I started going back and forth like 3 times a week between fucking Philly and New York. I'm talking about, I get on the train at like 6 o'clock. I'm there at like 8. And I would not be getting back home, bro, until like 10 in the morning the next morning because my club closed so fucking late. Like, it was ridiculous. Me, drunk as fuck, looking fried. And you know, like, when you dance, you sort of wear that, like, that little decoy outfit. You wear, like, the sweatpants, sort of look bummy. I try to look as crazy as fucking possible so niggas don't think I have money in my fucking bag. So I'm over here looking crazy. I have my little Dunkin' coffee. The Dunkin' is not even waking me up. The Dunkin' is simply for survival, for me to go and walk to Port Authority, bitch. If you don't live in New York, Port Authority is absolutely cursed. Port Authority is definitely a portal to hell. For sure. For sure. It's something about it give purgatory. Something about it give, like, the entire vibe of New Jersey is just, like, in Port Authority, but in New York. Something about it just give purgatory. Like, you're not supposed to be there for too long. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'd be there 10 in the morning, looking fucking fried and trying to get back to Philly just to go to sleep for like 5 hours and come back up Ask me why I didn't get a hotel. It's because at the time, the hotels being like $300 and my house being an hour away, and I have to take an hour-long train just to get to the hotel to begin with. Bitch, I want to go to my house for free. The fuck? Just being fried, working 2 nights a week, running back and forth between Port Authority and just looking fucking fried. It was a hot mess. I did that for like a year. That's why when I moved back, I was like, no, I literally need to have a club right next to me because bitch, what the fuck? But you know, the travel dancing works. I was like, that was fried, but was I making the most money ever at that time? Yes, because that shit felt like a video game, bitch. I was like, when I come back, when I get to Port Authority, like going to Port Authority from a different state, and that's the first street that you come off of, 42nd Street, from any state is so crazy. It'd be way too much going on. So when I went to the club from 42nd Street and absorbed the energies of the crackheads around me and everyone acting fucking crazy and the niggas fucking playing their music out on the fucking subway and all that shit, I love that shit. I'd be going to work like breathing the city in, you feel me? And then I come back home and it's like a video game. That feels like a video game. I'm like, okay, do my little mission, come back home. That's it. And also, all the bullshit of the club is like sort of over there, and then you over here. You don't gotta deal with fucking people seeing you outside or like customers might see you. Bitch, you live in a whole different state. Who the fuck? Like, I be feeling like hustler of the year when I go on a travel dance trip that went successful. Like, oh my God. And going by yourself hit different because I'm gonna tell y'all a story. Okay, it didn't go bad. We made money, right? Me and my old dance partner went to Baltimore one time, okay? And off rip, I knew I should not have gone because we had also auditioned in our city before. And one time we did the Forbidden. We auditioned together. You're not supposed to do that. When you go audition, you go by yourself. When you go to a job interview, do you bring your friend with you? No. So you got to go by yourself. And I know better and she know better, but we both did it anyway. So I ended up working at that club, but it's only because the security pulled me to the side and was like, listen, you need to come back here by yourself tomorrow because the manager wanted to hire you, but because you came with your friend and she didn't want to hire your friend, she can't hire just one of you. She got to not hire both of y'all because she wants y'all to still be friends after, because that's what be happening. Girls be going audition with their friends and their friends don't get hired, and then it's a whole ass thing. Whatever. Now, this girl's pretty mature. I feel like she wouldn't have give a fuck if she didn't get hired. Like, she wouldn't have, like, been mad about it. But I had friends and friendships crumble because of auditions gone bad. Like, even us not even going together, like, I get hired and she comes, like, a couple weeks after me and she don't get hired. When I was in Atlanta, that happened to me, and that shit crumbled our friendship. That bitch was already weird to begin with. But that shit, like, gave her a reason to want to be weird to me. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like this friend, she wouldn't have, like, we're not friends no more, but she wouldn't have, like, gave a fuck. But, so when the manager told me that, or when the security told me that, I was like, nigga, I told my friend, like, this is what they told me, and I'm finna go there tomorrow and see what happened. So I went there. We was cool, whatever. I went there and I make it a bag, right? So when we went to Baltimore, I already knew that was like not gonna work. So our plan was to go down in Baltimore. They have like 20 different clubs on one block, right? It's fucking crazy. And they call it the block. So we go and we get our hotel. We make sure we pay for each other for the hotel. Everything was fine. No Miami bullshit, whatever. So that was fine. Us paying for shit like that was fine. The issue was we have 2 different body types. And it's just the vibe, like there's 2 different vibes, you feel me? I feel like she is a urban girl. She's an urban girl in a gentleman's club body, and I'm a gentleman's club girl and an urban girl in an urban club body. Does that make sense? Like, you know, you feel what I'm saying? So it just, like, for us to find a club that would suit both of us was not like really gonna hit like that. See, the club that we usually dance at that club, it's sort of like a cabaret in a way, so it works perfectly. It's like everybody, every type of customer, every type of dancer. But in Baltimore, it's giving like cabaret, but like all the cabarets lean towards urban. Even the white clubs, they sort of lean towards urban. So there was clubs where I was going to where she wasn't getting hired, I was getting hired. And then the clubs where she was getting hired, I was getting hired at too, but I knew that I wasn't gonna make like that much money in that club for real compared to the other club I got hired at that she didn't get hired at. You know what I'm saying? So first day, we audition. We go to 8 clubs. We low-key already seeing like we not gonna be working at the same club. But because we so determined to stay together, we end up like we both get hired at like 2-3 clubs. It might not have been this. I think we got hired at like 1 club, like both of us, but we each got 2-3 clubs each. So even if we had stayed at the Strip and we worked separate shifts, we would have been fine. But we were like determined, like bound by the hip to fucking stay at 1 club. So we ended up leaving the actual Baltimore area and we go into this like random like where the fuck is Baltimore? Where the fuck is Maryland? Damn, bitch. Open the schools. But we ended we end up going to some Maryland ass random ass strip club. It was really weird. Long story short, the manager was flirting with me and he made it really fucking weird. And he sort of insinuated that if I wasn't gonna fuck him, like me specifically, that we both were gonna get hired. That's pretty much what happened. And it was really fucking weird. It was really uncomfortable. And that didn't have to happen if our asses just weren't bound by the hip and wanted to do the trip separately. So if you are so inclined to do a trip with your friend, make sure that y'all both find clubs that y'all can both work at, because it's either gonna be one of y'all don't get hired at all and y'all get mad, or one gets hired at a shitty strip club and the other one doesn't, and one gets mad, one makes less money and gets mad. It just like, for all that, you might as well stay by yourself. You might as well. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, like, I think at the end of all that, I think we didn't even end up working at those clubs, because by the time we auditioned at that random Maryland ass club, the trip was like over. Like we spent time auditioning for more and more clubs and got hired at like 5 clubs just to only work like 1 shift. Like that shit was so fried. I don't know why the fuck we did that shit. So make sure that you just plan the shit correctly so the shit makes sense. Okay? Period. So that's it for me, y'all. I gotta wrap it up. I'm gonna see y'all next week. And I love y'all so much. And make sure when you travel, you should be safe and people have your location on and people know where the fuck you at and you're not just in the middle of nowhere. And make sure that the club isn't on some weird shit before you go over there, and that you actually get hired before you start booking hotels and all that shit. Okay. Bye, y'all. I love y'all so much. I'm going to see y'all next week. Make sure to follow on all socials, PAGE304 Podcasts, and follow me, Kimmy. Yeah. And I'm going to see y'all next week.